That's known as a dignity of entrance. So today we're going to consider prosperity, abundance, and wealth. That feels good in your mouth. Just say it to yourself: prosperity, abundance, wealth. Wow, I'm rich. And we are going to close with a statement. It's on the front of your bulletin, so you don't have to remember anything, just what I said. So it's wealth and your attitude. There's a close relationship. Okay. Perhaps relations would be better to study and consider at the end of the talk, but don't worry. If you have need to worry, I have a recommendation from Irma Bombeck, who was a great kitchen table theologian. She had a beautiful knack for putting things in the right perspective. She once said, "I worry a lot, and I'm good at it. I worry about a lot of different things. Like I worry about introducing the people around and going blank when I get to my mother. Another worry is scientists someday finding out lettuce was really fattening." And then this last one, what the dog thinks when I get out of the shower. You never know. So today we're going to consider wealth and your attitude and my attitude. It's all there. Attitude, that's belief or an opinion. And when somebody says, well, you have an attitude, that's confrontive and abrasive. And of course I have an attitude. We all do. It's good today, and it's good to discover them. An attitude, first as an airplane and it's flying over, that's what its attitude is. Its position. And you know, that's also about human beings. People. One's position. Now, it's not new information, and it's not revolutionary, but it is revolutionary, or it can be, knowing one's attitude towards wealth. That's what we're going to consider today. Can be a great discovery for you. And establish parameters for today, because it helps to know your parameters. Just to establish some parameters, said the professor. Mr. Nichols, what is the opposite of joy? He thought for a moment. It's sadness, said the student. And the opposite of depression, Miss Biggs? Elation. And you, sir, how about the opposite of woe? I believe that would be giddy up. But today's parameters. First, we're going to discover our personal feelings about wealth. More of it. And how to apply what we've discovered. Just as those discoveries found new countries, new communications, new recipes, new time-saving tools, all things that were new, today they may reveal a new life for all of us. New life. Happier, better, wealthier, any and all, and more attitudes. We have an ability to do that, to discover the ability, the parameters, and then use them. How this is so. There's something that responds to every one of us, which causes things to happen, even to appear. Ernest Holmes, we're familiar with his very short statement and very pithy statement, thoughts create things. Old knowledges, our beliefs, and our attitudes. And of course, you're familiar with the very short statement from the book of Proverbs. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. But see, it's interesting. It's plain and it's precise. As you think, not outwardly, but as you think in your heart, not as is shown to family or to friends and your neighbors and so on, but that inner depth, that inner wisdom that you carry with yourself all the time, one's deep felt and deeply ingrained beliefs and attitudes. They're embedded. But no need to find them, no need to unearth them, no digging in the caves of memory, no matter how you spend your time. Just observe your feelings and your attitudes regarding money. Lovely subject. Man, this is what Ernest Holmes said in the textbook. Man, meaning women the two. Man automatically and according to law attracts to himself a correspondence of his inner mental attitudes. Inner mental attitudes may be induced through right thinking and correct knowing. See, there's a stipulation. Right thinking and correct knowing. As you think, so you become. So your life becomes what? Powerful. Lots of energy. Through right thinking and of course right knowing, we believe that we deserve to be wealthy. How many of you deserve to be wealthy? Amen. Come on, the rest of you don't. Raise your hand. Yeah. There, you got two of them. Good. Okay. But we'll touch on that later. This power that we have is what we call in science of mind the law of mind. It is a law, and it is consistent, and it is always eavesdropping. It's the biggest eavesdropper on the planet. It listens in on everything you think about and feel. What do you think? I've got to clean up my thinking then and act. And Ernest Holmes also wrote, change your thinking, change your life. Certain mental attitudes produce certain physical results. A very quick, pithy statement and very true. Tangible results. Our wealth is our attitude regarding wealth. And of course, again, the relationship. Our relationship towards wealth defines our quantity and quality of the wealth that we possess. We attract wealth, we repel wealth, and it's all mental. Then it becomes physical, but it is a mental attitude. It starts with the mind. Get in there and do it well. Power. So now we're going to learn how we use it. Ernest Holmes wrote, a man does not suddenly become affluent because he sits around and thinks, I am a millionaire. But when he thinks affluently, he does begin to demonstrate prosperity. See, there's always a requirement. There's always something in the background that kicks you where it needs to be kicked. What if we were anything but thinking individuals? We would be lost. If I'm more fluent, then I can have anything I want. Well, that's fine. So now we ask you the question, what do you want? Name something. Remember, you are wealthy. Name something that you want, and I don't care how much it costs or how much effort it takes and so on. Just name something and listen or feel your inner response. Now, I'm going to keep quiet for just a few seconds. Name something that you want or do. Is there an undercurrent of, I can't afford that? Is it my right to have? Do I deserve it? Any old feelings of not deserve, if any appeared, scrub them. Not thinking affluently. So how do you change to affluent, rich, wealthy thoughts? Napoleon Hill wrote a very simple statement. Imagination is the workshop of your mind, capable of turning mind energy into accomplishment and wealth. It's the same thing in Ernest Holmes says, thoughts become things. I'm going to read Napoleon Hill's words again. They're different, but they are specifically located to my subject matter. Imagination is the workshop of your mind, capable of turning mind energy into accomplishment and wealth. So what can I do about that? Well, we can all imagine. And perhaps maybe you, like occasionally, my mind wanders. And I find it wandering far afield, and all of a sudden, hey, I'm in church, I'm not listening to a sermon. Don't let that bother you. But it is true, because our mind wanders. Our mind is so versatile, and so viable, and so movable. So usually, if we're finding ourselves running around in the old ruts of our past, our attitudes, our beliefs, we don't have to stay in those ruts. Our imagination, our creative tool, is our way to freedom. From lack into freedom for wealth. As you imagine yourself experiencing your wealth, observe your feelings, those little whisperings in your mind. Perhaps the do I deserve syndrome is eliminated, but another glitch can sometimes appear. Well, we'll start with God. How to convince God that I'm worthy of what I want. That's a big attitude. Not healthy for the wealthy. They already have that. But what about those of us who don't have as much as we think we'd like? Ernest Holmes used masculine gender for God, but he understood he wasn't a person. He was a principle, and he states that very clearly. In the textbook, all our beautiful dreams All our wishing and praying for material good will reach no higher level in our experience than our belief in the power of God and in His willingness to help us. You know, if you have a glitch there, let's take a look at that. And he goes on in the saying, God's willingness to help us is expressed in the existence of that immutable law, which gives us exactly the type of objective experience for which we build a mental likeness. See, there's always some work involved. We have to work at this. But it's a joyful, happy working. That explains God's willness, the immutable law. It's consistently there. It's consistently a working. It's always the same and will be. We can depend on that. To give to us. To give to us what? The type of objective experience for which we build a mental likeness. See, that's our work. We have the power and we have a law that obeys us. So in closing, that means that we, you and I, pick and choose. We decide what God shall do for us. See, we're telling God what to do. Were you ever taught that in conventional churches? I was always had to be according to God's will. And then I walked into this church and I found out there was something else. No question of worthiness or desirability of willingness. Only question is, are you willing to have a healthy attitude towards yourself and wealth?
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. That's the bottom line. The deciding factor. What a gift, this power that we possess. Every thought we think is vital and active. And as I said, this immutable law is an eavesdropper. It listens to everything we think and consider. What a gift. This power to use for us, for our enjoyment, for our expansion, and as you prosper with this understanding, the world is blessed. Friends, family, even strangers that walk past us, they pick up, did you know this? They pick up your energy. And if you're mad, they're going to get mad too, or they're going to feel it. But we must consider the law listens to us all the time. And those whom you meet will be blessed. As we heal our attitude towards ourselves, you will be a blessing to everyone you meet. We can be a healing factor for the world when you allow God to express itself limitlessly in and through you. So if you take your bulletin, we're going to read the statement that I have. Nothing to remember, except when you read. I remember the title of my lecture, Wealth and Your Attitude. Now I'm going to read it first, and then you're going to preach it to me. I now accept that I deserve to be wealthy in all areas of my life. Since God expresses through and as me, then by allowing myself to be wealthy, I allow the full expression of God. I am truly blessed. Now let's read it together. I now accept that I deserve to be wealthy in all areas of life. Since God expresses through and as me, then by allowing myself to be wealthy, I allow the full expression of God. I am truly blessed. And I want you to know what a privilege it is to speak to you willing people. You are willing to be wealthy, to be happy, to be joyful. You're a hell of a lot more fun to be around. So thank you.